Page 16 of 1A all-in-one approach. This piece is also a student favorite, and it's called To the Zoo. So in this particular piece, there is a rhythmic pattern that the student hears throughout the entire piece. It's a quarter rest followed by a quarter note and a half note. So let's have them clap that and count it out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we ask the student to go ahead and find that particular rhythm pattern and circle it with their pencil in the score. So have the student clap and count this quite a bit until they really are comfortable, and then have them tap and count out loud. So this time I'm going to have them tap measures 9 to the end, and I'm going to ask them to tap with their perfect piano hands. So here's measure 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll. Very nice. So, when students see a whole bunch of quarter rests, like they see in measures 9 to 11, they really have trouble, some of them, thinking that it actually is steady with the beats, creating 4 beats in every measure. They think that with those quarter rests, they suddenly have to elongate the measures. So it will definitely help if you have the student go ahead and write in, that's what I'm doing right now, the counting in the middle of the staff so that they see 1, 2, 3, 4, that the tempo is very steady. And the rests just really mean that when you see a rest in one hand, you're playing a note in the other hand. Did you notice I just stopped right there? Okay, so this is a practice step called unit practicing. And actually a unit is from one measure to the next downbeat of the next measure. So if we ask our students to practice one unit, it would be this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then have them do that 3 times in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good, that was number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Then have them start on that measure that they stopped and go to the next downbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You did that really well. Let's play it 3 times in a row correctly. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3. And if the student is getting bored in any way, have them listen. Say to them, all right, did you hear yourself getting gradually louder? Oh, yeah. Or no, I didn't at all. Okay, I'm going to listen for it this time. You could also have them observe for their perfect piano hands without any dents in their fingers. So let's go ahead and do that unit 2 more times and listen and observe. 1 more time. Okay, so then it's up to you as a teacher how confident you think your student is. If you think your student is pretty confident, then they can start at the beginning of measure 9 and play a unit that's 2 measures plus 1 downbeat. So they would go from measure 9 to the downbeat of measure 11. If you think this student needs a little bit more careful practicing, then have them start at measure 11, going to the downbeat of measure 12. And again, if they're a little bit nervous about playing something correctly, right, we have to remind them that repetition is the mother of success. And when they realize how good it is that they have repeated something successfully, then they're going to understand the importance of repetition. So the unit practicing works fabulously for all pieces and for all ages of students, whether beginner level or all the way through advanced levels. So here's this piece. again, at the very end, have them stick their landing. And then when they count to 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Right? So they have to count all the way through beat 4, and then they can roll their wrist forward and off the keys. All right, really a terrific piece. The musicality girl is often there, right there with your students to help them practice. Were the notes in the slurs legato, and did you count the quarter rest? Tomorrow, I'll start with page 17.